basically needs you to use HLOOKUP. It's a horizontal. Remember, this is a horizontal question. Horizontal, you're going to see the teams have been arranged horizontally, right? But I would want to crack it using index and who? Using index and match. I want to crack it using index and match. So in this case here, what I shall do, I'll come right away here. And say equals. Once I start with equals, ladies and gentlemen, then straight away, I will be able to crack this thing very easily, right? So remember, it is all about what here? Index. So we have the index there. So with the index, ladies and gentlemen, what I'll do, I'll be able to come and tab. So once I tab, these people are asking me to give them the array. Which array? Under the country. Under the country. So the country is here. Now remember, I'm copying the countries, right? Row-wise. I'll copy the countries like that, row-wise. Now, can somebody help me out here? Remember these countries, for index and match, I must always lock the beginning and the closing, the beginning and the end, the beginning. So remember, for index and match, ladies and gentlemen, we must always lock the beginning and the end. So in my case here, where am I going to put these dollar signs? Can somebody help me? Where am I going to put the dollar signs? Where am I going to put the dollar signs? Can somebody help me? Can somebody help me? Where am I going? Between 4. Got it. Wish I was able to share. B and 4. Let's see. B and 4. Between 4. Hapana. So mbona vile inacheza hapa inaanzia C, hii row. So it's a row now. Inaanzia C, inaenda all the way mpaka wapi? F. It's a row. So then I'll come and put my dollar here before C. I'll come and put my dollar here before C. Weka dollar hapo. Na pia weke dollar before F. Because you are marking the beginning and the who? And the end. You are marking the beginning and the end. Ladies and gentlemen, after that, I'll come and continue with my journey. So nikikuja hapa, wameniambia next row number. When you're using index and match, ukisikia row number, what should come to your mind? Ukisikia row number, what should come to your mind? Ukisikia row number, when you're doing index and match, ukisikia row number, what should come to your mind? What should come to your mind? Match. I think it's match which replaces the rows now. So you'll come and pick the match. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are brilliant. So I'll come and pick the match like that. So match now is blue labeled. So I'll come and do what your tab like that. And then now they want us to give them the lookup what here? The lookup value. They want me to give them the lookup value. So my lookup value, sorry, I have to start this again. I have to start this all over again. I know why. I have to start this all over again. I know why. Stop sharing. Just a moment. Okay, great. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, regardless of how you are doing this question, you cannot be right. You cannot be right. Why? Because if it is index and match that you are using, the formats here must always be the same. The formats must always be what here? The same. Actually, what I should have done, straight away, ladies and gentlemen, what I should have done, First of all, allow me to put the borders here so that we don't confuse here. Let's put all the borders like that. What I should have done, ladies and gentlemen, was to come down here, this particular table that I would want to use for purposes of what here? For purposes of index and matching. You know, everything has to be matched. So you can see like now we have team, country kwenda chini. Haziwezi zikakuwa hivyo kwenda huku kwa table ingine. So lazima zifuatane. There is a way you can transpose. So inafaa kuja uandike team hapo, uandike hapa country. You can also decide to copy them from there. Kuja uandike ya tatu hapa ni champions what year? Champions League. Hiyo ndio siri pekee yake inakuwa kwa index and match. Champions League. Wengine hata kila jina walikuwa na dance hapa. If you try to copy kwenda mbele Jenny, I'm so sure ulipata error. Jenny, ukweli ama uongo. So we have here games played. Jenny, I'm 100% ulipata error. Ukweli ama uongo. We have points earned. So that is what you are supposed to know, ladies and gentlemen. When you are doing an index and match, at the end of the day, the format that you have here is the same format you shall have for the second table, right? And then now what you will do, ladies and gentlemen, for this second table, what you will do, you will come right away and pick the first team that they would want you to get. Which team do they want me to get? The team that they want me to get is called Milan. The team that these guys want me to get is called Milan, right? That is the team that they want me to get. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after that, I would want you to listen now and listen to me very well. This is something if we understand. But nimepata Italy, got Italy kusema kweli, lakini kwenda mbele, hebu jaribu kuscroll uone. Jaribu kuscroll uone. Great. So ukija hapa, ladies and gentlemen, kwa hii sasa nikishapanga zimekuwa sawa sawa. Yaani zimeambatana na hii. What I'll do, I'll come straight away here and say equals. Right? Now remember, I'm using index and who? Index and match. So once I start indexing like that, I can see there is a blue label which has come there. So I need to come and straight away, ladies and gentlemen, do what here? I need to come and tab like that. And then from there now, they want me to give them an array. Array of what? Array of countries. Because they want me to give them the country of Milan. So array of countries. So then what I'll do, I'll come to the countries that I have here, and then I'll be able to copy the countries across like that. But now remember, in index and match, especially for index, you must always copy. You must always, in this case here, mark the beginning and the end of your row. Mark the beginning and the end of your row. Like if you look at this row very well, the beginning here is row C and the end is row F. So I need to come, ladies and gentlemen, here and the capture here. So C has to be dollar referenced, and also F has to be dollar referenced. F has to be dollar referenced like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after that, I'll come and say comma there. Now, after I say comma, I can see the next thing they're asking for here is row number. So I know whenever I have index and match, the row number here will be match. So please don't write anything. Just try to listen for you to be able to appreciate what I'm doing. I'll have to rudia tena. So I have match. So when I say match like this, the next thing they want me to give them is the lookup value. So which value am I looking up for? Which item am I looking for in this table? The item that I'm looking for is called Milan. So now for this Milan, you guys have to tell me, because it is I9. In this between I and 9, I must lock one feature. I must lock one thing with $1. I must lock one thing with $1. Which thing am I going to lock somebody? Is it I or 9? Which one am I going to lock? Is it I or 9? Somebody guess work. Which one should I lock? Should I lock I here or should I lock 9 with $1? Let me see what my students are saying. So most of them are saying I, 9, or morning December 9, I didn't December 9. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, F4. No, it doesn't have to be F4. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I is an inner column. I see outside the column. Ingekuwa na column inaitwa H, ungeniambia saa mwalimu hapa lock H, because the H ingekuwa outer column. Right? So in this particular case then, what is outer? What is outer between, if you look at I and the 9, the outer thing is this 9 now. So this 9 will become like my column title. Between I and the 9, I can see I is an inside job. I is an inside thing. And when I look at 9, this row 9, this is called row 9. When I look at row number 9, it's an outer row. So this time round, I'm going to lock what here 9. Remember, you should not get worried. These are things, ladies and gentlemen, as we progress, you'll start getting just knowing them. You'll start getting knowing them without even, you'll start straight away putting those dollars even without thinking so much, right? So it is this 9 that I'm supposed to come and fix as my column reference, as my row, top row reference. So I'll come and put there $1. I'll come and put there $1 before 9. Now after that, ladies and gentlemen, I've been able to take the lookup value, and the lookup value that I've taken here, I've been able to dollar fix it. So I'll continue through my journey. My journey tells me after lookup value, I'll come and do what here, put a comma. Ladies and gentlemen, listen and listen to me very well. After the lookup value, the next thing they want me to do is to give them a lookup array. A lookup array. You come and tell us, this team of yours, Milan, which array, what is the range where you'll get it? Milan is up here. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, whenever it comes to indexing and matching, things have to be parallel. So wezi niambia hii country imeenda hivi, unaniambia tu mwalimu sasa ni D, ati copy D kwa chini sababu Milan apate, hapana, they've got to be parallel. So if it is row, it is row for everything. So Milan is found in this particular row. So what I need to do is to come, ladies and gentlemen, here, and then I say Control Shift, I copy the entire row where Milan is found in terms of what here? Teams. Are we said? Don't ask questions for now. For now, I only want you to open eyes wider so that you can simply get to see the end result. And then we'll be able to duplicate this. I'll be able to repeat this. So remember, lookup array, I don't even think about lookup array at all. Lookup array, I'll always use F4, like some lady told us here. Lookup array, I'll always use F4. So I'll come and press there, F4. I'll come and press there, F1. Once I press F4, I'm able to see the dollars, and like that. Ladies and gentlemen, after that, I'll come and say comma. So after saying comma, what do you think will be the next thing for me to do? After saying comma, what do you think will be the next thing for me to do? Somebody talk to me. Talk to me, somebody. Talk to me. 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 Wananiambia straight away, ukifika hapa, ili mambo na match, it has got to be exact match. It must be always 0. We don't want approximations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from there, come and do what here, somebody? Come and close. After I close like that, are you seeing something funny? Are you seeing that there is something still we have got to do? Can somebody talk to me tonight? Are you seeing in this case that there is something that we must do? Are you seeing that there is something that we must do, ladies and gentlemen? Talk to me. What do you think am I going to do? Do I just say enter? Do I just say enter? There is a red bracket. Close with a bigger bracket. In Excel, whenever you see a red bracket, even in Python, whenever you see a red bracket, there must be full closure with another bracket. And then I'll come and give us what there? Give us an enter. Now, once you give us an enter, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm at home. Now I can easily come and do what here? Simply drag this. So when I drag this downwards, I'll be able to get, ladies and gentlemen, here that country in this case here is Italy. Champions League, Milan, of course, played the Champions League. Games played, ladies and gentlemen, I'm able to see the games that were done what year that were played by Milan. I'm able to see the points in this case that were earned. Now, before I start this thing again, all over again, what if they want me to give them another team? For example, they want me to give them information about Borussia. Information about Borussia, which is double, like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, what then I will do here is quite a simple thing. It's quite a simple thing. What I'll do here, I would want, first of all, to copy the formula. I would want to copy the formula here. I would want to copy the formula here. If I go across like that, I'll be able to see that Borussia is a Germany team. And you can see here, Borussia is a Germany team. And if I drag this down now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be able to get Borussia thing. It's Germany, Champions League. It played Champions League, yes. And then games played, 34, and then we have 71, like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you have seen dust. And because of that, I would want to repeat everything from scratch. But before I start repeating, could you kindly tell me the take-homes? If I was to stop this particular session here, what will you be able to explain even to your partner, to your spouse at home that you have understood from this class? Don't tell me that you have not understood anything. There must be something that you have picked. However small, what have you been able to pick? However small, what is your take home? The two brackets. Look up array for direct. Thank you much. Arrays are always parallel. Chris, we don't have spouses. God will help you, Chris. Don't worry. Use of index and match. Have you understood? No. HLOOKUP, your data will be vertical. Row replaces match. Row, we are going to have match in its place. Now, I would again ask you guys to give me 1 minute. I repeat the entire thing from beginning to the end without you doing anything. Eyes only. Are we in agreement? Eyes only. Are we in agreement? Sawa. Eyes only. Sawa. Eyes only. Sawa. Sasa nisikizeni na mnisikize vizuri. Now, nisikizeni na mnisikize vizuri. Nikija hapa, I would want to make my top row there bold. So control bold. And I would want, ladies and gentlemen, to make this particular column bold as well. Great. So meaning that this is a column of reference. It's an outer column. We would need to populate things inside after it. And also this one that I'm seeing here, the row, is also a top row. It's an outer row. It's a row of reference. Whenever I'm doing my Excel things, whenever I come across a top row or an outside column like that, then I have to remember the dollar thing. Now allow me to come then here and remove this. Allow me to come there and remove this fully. Now I would want to start with even this team called Borussia. You know, it doesn't matter where you start from, really. It doesn't matter where you start from. You can be given any team and you should be able to crack it. Let me read the charts first. Read the charts first. Match has to be exact, not an estimate. Thank you very much. Now, please remember, you guys are following instructions. It is eyes only. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. I can use in this case here this pathway. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Sasa turudi hapa. Hata kama sijaelewa chochote, jambo la kwanza nitafanya always kwa Excel, just like any other programming language, there is this thing, ladies and gentlemen, that you must give a command that I'm starting. For Excel, the starting thing is equals. So if I were you, even if I get home, having understood, seeing nothing totally, I'll always remember that I must always start my functionality with an equal thing. Remember, it is index match. So once I start pressing the index like that, I can see index has popped up. When it pops up like that in blue form, I know what to do. I need to come and tab. So I'll tab like that. When I tab, this thing is asking me the array. Remember, Milan is the team that I'm going to look up for. Is the team I'll be looking up for its information. So then Milan cannot be my array. My array automatically, this one, I wish I had a way of even circling this. Milan is a lookup item. So straight away, the array should be the country. You know, we have Milan here. This index thing is surrounded by Milan. and the country. So the array here is the country, It's important I get to know my benchmark here is Milan. My benchmark here is Milan. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. So country. So where do we find the country? So another mistake that always get students doing, but answer copy from the country itself. Katika VLOOKUP and the HLOOKUP, you can do that, but not for index and match. Index and match is very, very categorical. Whenever they want you to basically highlight the countries, it has got to be the countries themselves. The word country can never be highlighted. So now you can decide even to use mother tongue to highlight with this white plus. You can use mother tongue like that. Ladies and gentlemen, there I am. I've been able to highlight cell C4 all the way to cell F4, but I must do some lookups. Can somebody advise me? We said you're not writing anything. Can somebody advise me? Where should I put my dollars? Where should I put my dollars? Where should I put up my dollars? Where should I put up my dollars? Can somebody advise me? Where should I put up my dollars? Where should I put up my dollars? Please talk to me. We are now coming to the end of this particular sessions. Remember, by Friday, everything should be down. So, ladies and gentlemen, they are telling me that, Mwalimu, you know what? At C and the F, Thorn is still saying C and the 4. C and the 4. No. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, for index, would want you to really mark at the beginning. You know, when you look at this row that is dancing here, this row that is highlighted here, the beginning, where are we starting this thing from? It is C, and it is ending at F. So they simply want you to mark the beginning of that row and the end of that row. 4 is nowhere there. 4 is nowhere there. It is C and F. So come to C there. So come to C there. So C, I'll put the dollar there before C, and the other dollar will come before F like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, there I am. I'll come and put a comma there. Now from there, you are the guys who are talking to me. The next thing will be the row number. So what do you think of the row number? 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 So the row number, what should I do? The row number, they are really participating today. These students are good students because they participate mostly when you're talking of tough things. There's nothing tough really here. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very well. So I'll come here, you are right. Whenever they talk of row number, I know row number is normally taken care of by the match functionality. So I'll come and say match there. When I say match there, I'll come and tab because already it has popped up. So from there now, the lookup item. What item are we looking up for? What item are we looking up for? What item are we looking up for in this case? Which item are we looking up for? It's Milan. It is Milan. It is Milan. I remember Milan. Karopi amesema Milan. The item, the stuff that you're looking up for, the assignment you've been given, ladies and gentlemen, to look up for is called Milan. So in this case here, the lookup value is this one here called Milan, like that. But once you give me Milan like that, ladies and gentlemen, please tell me between I and the 9, between I and the 9, which one am I going to lock? 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 Which one am I going to lock between I and 9? And please don't tell me that you crammed. That will be a disaster. That's why I wanted to use Borussia. There is a way. There is a way, especially when I'm doing modeling. There is a way. Hapa nitapiga msalaba ya Yesu Milan. Nikipiga msalaba ya Yesu hivi. Nikipiga msalaba ya Yesu. Na msalaba ya Yesu. Msalaba ya Yesu. Straight away, hii msalaba imesimama hivi, naona inapita katikati ya table. Hivyo mwanafunzi anaona mna hii msalaba ya I. Hii msalaba imesimama hivi. Unaona inapita katikati ya table. Hii msalaba ya I, umeona ikipita katikati ya table. Unaona kule ikipita katikati ya table. Msalaba hii ya hivi. Sababu kuna hapa hii iko na information, Borussia iko na information pale. Right? So haiwezi make. So straight away I know after all it will be this top row. The top row. So it will be what here somebody? It will be the 9 like that. So come and fix that one. Now after I do that, safari inaendelea, bring the cursor there, say in this case here comma, the next thing is lookup array. So this lookup and the lookup array. So lookup value lookup array. You told me it is Milan. So where is the range that this Milan is found? This Milan is a team. It is found in the teams. So I'll come straight away there and highlight the entire teams. And as some lady, I don't remember the name very well, told me that whenever you see lookup array, whenever I see lookup array, I'll always remember F4. I'll always remember F4. So come and press there, F4 like that. As a gentleman, once I press F4 for lookup array, I'll come and put a comma there. I don't even have to ask this because everybody now has gotten accustomed to this. Nitakuja niseme zero namna hiyo. Nikishasema zero, of course hapa lazima upende uspende, lazima useme funga bracket. Nikifunga bracket, danger bracket, red bracket. I have to flicker it, so close like that, and then you say enter. So then I have Milan. So now I would want to go silent a little bit and then give you guys 2 minutes, and then you advise me whether you'll be able to get this Italy there yourselves. Try. And then, of course, if you want any explanation, please let's keep on repeating because I'm going to use this concept in a short while. Actually, after this, from today now, after this, now Excel will fall in place. I really sympathize with the very new students that we have around here who insisted that they have to be here, but there is no cause for alarm. You are just here to get the small snippets here and there, but your major session will be beginning on 3rd of January. So ensure that you get those things very nice, like in a caro, so that now on 3rd of January, you guys will tell me, Mwalimu, you know what? When mzee kakando, we'll be able to teach ourselves. So you become teachers. We become teachers on 3rd of January. And then I would want like 4 hours for your examination, 4 hours for your exam. So can we have this exam on Sunday after church, say from 3 p.m. for your exam, so that on Monday now we can graduate. These are very serious things. For now, you haven't even seen the direction. From say 9:30 to 8:30, you'll start seeing the direction now. How do I use these things here now to come up with that? And then it comes the dollars, etc. Groups, 2 hours, 2 hours. So my home, of course, for your exam, if you don't have a laptop, it means you'll be able to pick your certificate much later. We can't give you this thing because really you haven't practiced. I would want to create men and women out there. Of course, I know you guys are good, but people that one day are even be called by organizations. Yes, they are a must. If you want a certificate, they are a must. If you want a certificate, they are a must. Of course, already, as you will see, I've also printed your certificates, very many of them. Very many, but I can't release them before I'm convinced that they are good. And then the good thing that is there is that I use the same examples. I use the same examples here for exams, right? I use the same examples. The only thing that I want is you to convince me that you are confident. You're confident. You're confident. My own, we shall discuss about that, but it's important. Even if it's revision, then convince me. But it's important. I want you guys to grasp this thing at a very different level. Yeah. Okay. So they are getting Italy. So after you got Italy, is there anybody who was able to drag this thing down? Is there anybody who was able to drag this thing down? Is there anybody who was able to drag this thing down? Is there anybody who was able to drag this thing down and got all the other information about Milan? All the other information about Milan? Is there anybody who was able to drag it down and got all the other information about Milan? There are many ways of dragging. You can even decide to drag this across. Hata upite na moja, right? Alafu kuja drag chini. There are many ways of dragging, really. Drag chini namna hiyo, right? Ukija kwa ya mwisho, it's not applicable simply because there is no team. So in this case, you could decide and put a hamburger. You could decide and put a hamburger here. You could decide and put a hamburger there. Then you say enter. You'll be able to see this, right? So of course, if you want these ones here, take it to the other corner. That's very easy, right? But the best thing is for me to hear somebody saying, yay, I've been able to manage this index and match. And then there is one thing that I never heard anybody say. If it's index and match, when you have these titles moving down, the same for the original table, they must be moving down like that. If they're like this, you can never be right. Genius. You can never be right. So let me see. Why had the Borussia and the Man U on Sunday? Can I have the exam? Yes, we can always agree. We can always agree that you can do your exams at a time of your convenience. But now the problem is, if you come when you are alone, I'm so sure. Oh, Sunday the holiday hangover zake ziko kali sana, not available on Sunday. Okay, then we'll discuss about the date, right? For some of us in Qatar, Sunday is like Monday. Oh, great. It's good to know that I'm teaching somebody from Qatar. Great. Now becoming international. I like what Malim is telling me. He's ready, but you haven't become that ready because you haven't done the financial statements. Rosa Rasama Sunday is tricky. No problem. So would you want us to take these exams to January? Preferably before we start the other class. Yeah, we should finish on 23rd. But you see, 23rd is teaching. That is teaching, right? An exam, I have to give you an exam on another day. Yeah, so January, before 3rd. So we'll agree on that. Must be done in 2021. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please, I would want you to do me a favor. Please, I would want you to do me a favor here. I would want to repeat this, but before I repeat this, there is something else that I would want us to do today. Now, there is this thing that I will be using throughout to construct your financial statements called some ifs. Conditional summation. Some ifs. Is there anybody who has ever heard of this if, some ifs? Is there anybody who has ever used the some ifs at their place of work to get sums of particular commodities? Anybody who has ever come across these some ifs? This is a very important thing for an accountant. Please, you may forget about every other thing, but never forget to use these some ifs. Now, ukiangalia kama hapa, tuko na sales revenue. Of course, sales revenue yetu hapa, I could easily get it total. I could easily get the total, alt equals. I say enter. So it is coming to what total there? Old. It's coming to 93.95, the total sales for the entire year. Right? But you see now, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in a situation where we would want to get sales of this company for the month of when? for the month of February. Sasa hapo utapata February, mwanafunzi anakuja hapa anasema 559, right? 591. Ana add za February peke yake. Na wala hawajui hata kusum kabisa na kuwa international disaster, because now what they will tell you, watakuja anza kufanya manyu, aseme equals. Angalie February ya kwanza iko wapi? Iko hapa 492. Anaandika 492 ye, anasema ati ni 492. Alafu anasema ile normal plus. Anakuja akishachukua February ya pili ni 559. Ana add to 559. Anasema plus. Anaenda ya tatu 591, bado ni February. Anasema 591. So anasema plus 591. Anaendelea tu. Hata ajui ile function ya sum, hata kama unajua ya sum. After that anaendelea tu. Anasema bado ni February 535. Anasema 535. Anasema ni February bado. Anaendelea tu pole tu. Anasema plus tena E5. I don't know whether you're back, all of us in Itilaf your internet. Are we there? Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear mwalimu? 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 Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Oh, you are not seeing, eh? Oh, no problem. Let me share again. So, are you able to see? Are you able to see now? Are you able to see my sum ifs? Are you able to see my sum ifs? Are you able to see my sum ifs table? Thank you very much. I start afresh. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let me start afresh for sum ifs. Let me start afresh. So where I started from is here. So I'll come and delete really this. I don't want this formula now. So I'll delete this. We start afresh, right? So remember here, I want to get the total sales revenue for the year. So I'll come and say here, alt equals. So alt equals 93.95. But you see now your manager will come and tell you, not a problem. So now go ahead and give me sales for that particular year, which were generated in the month of February. So he's now giving you a conditionality. So when he gives you a conditionality, mwambie no problem mkubwa, unakuja unaweka table namna hii. Criteria, this is find total sales for the below criteria, February. So unakuja unaweka namna hii. Unakuja unasema equals. So ukisema equals, unasema sum ifs. Sum ifs. Sasa, hii sum ifs ya pili ya kwanza wachananga nayo. Mimi wasitumii sum if moja. Mimi napenda sum ifs mingi. Zinafanya the same work. Right? So utakuja nasema hapa, I mean sum ifs is applicable in all conditionalities. It's very good. Now from there, inakuuliza what is the sum range? Sum range, the items you want to sum are here. The items you want to sum are here. So I'll come basically and pick this all the way up to, don't pick the total. You pick like that. After that, they're asking you the next thing after comma. They're asking you, what is your criteria range? Remember, the criteria itself is February. So my criteria range is the month here, where February is found. So I'll come there and I'll be able to highlight just the way you guys highlight and to be you today. Zuru sum ifs ainanga hizo mavitu mingi sana za dola paka tufike pale wapi? Paka tufike kwa financial statements. Right? So from there, I'll be able to say comma. Now, after comma, you know, I'm now through with the criteria range. Next, they want me to give them the criteria itself, the month itself. So the month is which one here? Somebody, it's February. And I'm through. So I'll come and close the brackets. So I'll come and say equals. So I'm able to get that the sales which were made in the month of February were 4103 or 4103. I would want to repeat this again. Lakini kabla nirudie, uzuri wa Excel is a very automated thing. Kwa mfano, badala ya kusema February, what if he asks me for March? Will I use a formula again? No, I'll come and simply type there March. Nikitype March, nikisema enter, inaniambia March 0. Hebu angalia kama kulikuwa na any sale ya March. Mbona imeleta 0? Ama ni sababu sababu nimeweka March in full na hapa ni MAR. So turudi hapa nyuma kidogo. Tutoe hiyo capital haijalishi. You can see in this case here the March sales were 903. So if you try looking for March sales like now zilikuwa mbili March, can somebody try adding this manually? What is 435 plus 468? Somebody try adding this manually in your Excel there. Or even in your calculator for you to prove. If you try adding 468 and whatever, 435, is there somebody who will be able to get that 903? 903. Thank you very much. So before I repeat, hata akija niambia for example, mimi nakuwa mjuaji. Hata akija niambia for example nataka another month, hata tashangaa unajuaje? Unamuuliza nataka May, unasema enter. Inakuja 943. Anasema wewe ni genius. Na hakuna genius. Right? Now listen, and I would want to repeat this before I give you this table. Listen and listen to me very well. What if I come to the second conditionality here before I would want to do the whole thing and then I repeat again from scratch. Your work is eyes only. So here I want to start. So equals, it is a conditional summation. Conditional because I have a whole year, but these guys want me to isolate March and the chart being white. So it is a sum ifs. It is a sum ifs. I can see it is here. So I'll tab now. So the sum range is quite easy. It's the numbers which are given there. The sum range is the numbers given there. So I'll be able to come here, copy like that. And then I'll be able to do what? To say comma after sum range. Now we have criteria 1. The criteria 1 is March. So here they want criteria range. So where do we find March? March is in the number of months. So I'll come here in the number of months. I copy the entire range. And then I'll be able to say comma. Once I say comma there, you can see criteria range, comma, and then now criteria 1. What is the criteria 1? Criteria 1 is March. The month itself. Then I say comma again. Once I say comma again, ladies and gentlemen, they are telling me here criteria range 2. Who can give me what do you think is the criteria range 2? Once I know the criteria, knowing the criteria range, a range will be highest, lowest. A range is a span of something, right? So what do you think will be criteria range 2? Somebody help me. What do you think will be criteria range 2? What do you think will be criteria range 2? Let me see. All the products. Thank you very much. All the products. Thank you very much, Lydia. All the product column like that. So come here because it's a range. So I'll come, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll be able in this case here to simply highlight the entire thing. And ladies and gentlemen, after highlighting the products and I put a comma like that, after this criteria range 2, the next thing they want me to do is to give them criteria 2. So what do you think is this criteria 2 itself? So wanasema criteria 2 is a color. It's 6. Thank you very much. So ladies and gentlemen, what they're telling me here is that now I need to come and choose what here? I need to come and choose the chart white like that. That is it. I'll come here and close my bracket like that. I say enter. It is telling me that those charts that were sold in the month of March, which were white, were 435. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sure you have not understood even nothing. But I would want to make a request. I would want you guys to try, just try before I repeat. If you have this table, if you have this schedule with yourselves there, could you kindly try giving me these conditional summations, and then we see whether there is anybody who will be able to get even one correctly. This is so important because you'll go get a trial balance, and then somebody will tell you that please sum for us all values which are greater than this amount. This is very, I mean, I can forget about everything about as accountants, but we cannot afford to really get this. So do we have this table with ourselves? Share the data. Okay, you'll be able to get that table in a few minutes, And this is something that I would want us really to talk about tonight. Sitafanya kitu kingine yoyote, ni hii peke yake tu. Please, once you get it, let me know that you've gotten it. Once you get to see it, let me know that you have been able to get it. The file is coming. Give us just 1 minute. 1 minute, you'll see the file. The file is coming. But I also hope that you're using this time to internalize, to think through these things. Great advice there, Dominic. For sure, I'll do that. Mayom, I put it Mayom because I want you to do it. I want you to do it. I don't want you to see the formula.